over just from a grit and toughness standpoint from game one into this one against a team that had to be redoubling their efforts, trying not to go down 2-0 or down 2-0.
I mean, we saw it happen over the last couple days with road teams winning game two. I think there's a natural flow to series where the team that loses can relax a little bit, the team that wins can relax a little bit, and the team that loses comes out and plays with more desperation. And I thought our guys at least match their sense of desperation, our second efforts, our multiple efforts, all that stuff. I mean, you gotta win a bunch of little fights. That could be your catch position offensively, that could be your screens, that could be creating separation, that could be boxing out. But this team requires you to win a bunch of little fights.
And how about that? There was like a 1 minute stretch from Marcus Smart where he hits a three, gets fouled for the free throws, and then gets the steal. And just how did that typify his effort tonight?
We did a lot of stuff tonight. What stretch of the game was that? Yeah. I mean, I think he's been a laser all season from the corners, and we had set him up to be there for that on that particular play. Feeling like that if they went to fire, if they were in rotation, that was the shot we wanted, and he hit a big one. I think he had just gotten to the free throw line and seen the ball go through the basket. And I think he did a great job defensively. Obviously, it takes a full team effort to guard Kevin, and I don't know why I have a first half box score or first quarter box score here, but the job that I think our team did, he makes shots. He's an unbelievable player. I thought our activity was as good as it could have been.
JJ, one of the things about your career was you had that remarkable playoff stretch where you were in the postseason, time after time after time. You guys start two guys in DeAndre Ayton and Marcus Smart who began their careers going to the playoffs, and then just it didn't happen for a little bit. And both have talked about the energy they've gotten from this. What have you seen that from both of them and their execution? And do you sense that in their energy over the last kind of week or so, that they're back doing what they want to do?
I mean, Smart's talked about it since training camp, so yeah. I think it was brought up, our group trying to lean on LeBron's otherworldly experience in this league. And obviously we've had to do that, and he's captained our team and led our team. But there's other guys that have, we have four guys that have played in the finals. So all the experience that Smart has had, all the experience that DA has had, Maxey on the bench, they've shared that. I think being in big moments, for those guys is not a new thing, and Smart he just had a killer game tonight.
Coach, a lot of people talk about you have Jim Hill right hand to your left.
Oh, hey, Jim.
How are you? A lot of people talk about your team has what it takes to win. What is that it factor?
I didn't know anybody said we had what it takes to win.
JJ, you head to Houston up 2-0. You head to Houston up 2-0, and I know you challenged this group to elevate at the beginning of last week, and ultimately they've met what you've asked of them. What is it about the collective character of this group that's allowed them to meet the moment?
I said this earlier this week. The regular season is not a means of punishment. It's a means of building resiliency, and I think our group has, in the aggregate, been an incredibly resilient group, and that's why we have the confidence and belief, and certainly the collective competitive spirit that is needed to be on this stage with, going against a great basketball team in Houston.
JJ, we spoke about this throughout the season. When we met with Marcus preseason or during the last offseason, you talked to him about, him being the type of player who needs to be on a winning team or in this type of context to really thrive. What did you see from him, I guess, in previous seasons that led you to believe he still had this level of play in him? And I guess as the play he's had these last two games, kind of what you thought he would be when he joined the team?
Well, number one, I competed against him, and I competed against him in the playoffs, so I know what kind of competitor he is. And I got to watch him as a newly retired player, compete at the highest level and play in the finals. So I knew that the moment and the stage was not going to, being a Laker was not going to affect him. We talked about when you kind of go to places that maybe aren't talked about or, let's be honest, as relevant nationally as the Lakers or the Celtics, it can be, I think every player wants to feel like they're on a team that's playing for something, and I know he was looking for that in free agency, and then we did a deep dive on a bunch of things on him, in particular just what some of the analytics showed. It's easy to sort of write somebody off as being older and not being as good, but all the analytics defensively, the analytics as a secondary playmaker, they all were very favorable, so we felt really comfortable bringing him on board.